Hour number 3 of the Andrew Mclainless line starts now. John Bird, JD, Gene, the Chubb Father hanging out on the radio. Love to hear from you. 205-545-9950. If you got something on your mind, we'd like to talk about it. And until then, we'll just keep talking. We'll just keep talking and doing what we are doing. Is the what did you say the bounty was on
$10 million.
$10 million. And they've put out the videos and
on
tracking his
yep.
locations and all the things.
Yep.
Them actually making an attempt.
Oh, man.
Past the video, or God forbid succeeding.
Yeah.
Is that the thing that fully unleashes the hellfire and fury of the machine that is the armed forces of the United States of America? Or have we really already seen the bulk of what we're capable of, and it's just not nearly as cool as I grew up thinking? Because I always thought that there was more. We've just economic D-Day was the other day, and I don't know how much more that. And I don't want to be in war, but like at the end of the day, wasn't the solution just to kick some ass and take some names and actually do it?
I don't think the president, if they, God forbid, like you say, if this whole, in other words, it's talking about the Tehran hit on Barron Trump for $10 million bounty, whatever. I don't think that would be the catalyst for the Congress to say, yeah, we're officially going to war with Iran. But I think Donald Trump would lob both of the missiles we have left at him. I mean, I think it'd piss him off even more.
Right. If you kill my child,
sure.
Right. Like I'm not going to blame him for doing whatever he does.
Right.
He'd turn that place into a glass parking lot.
There are limits to what he can do though without an act of Congress.
Sure. Yeah. Because
but I mean, I wouldn't blame him either.
Again,
I'm surprised you haven't done it already.
Right.
We should make that a giant Waffle House.
There are no limits on the federal government. We talk about it. There are no limits on the federal government. They will do whatever they want to do. They'll figure out whatever loophole in the law to make whatever happen. And that if you kill my child, I'm going to go to the end of the earth to make sure that I'm not even going to. Are you even going to care? Right? Like whatever. Like,
wait,
let's go.
Do we care if an Iranian, some dictator diplomat eats a missile? Of course not. I mean, we've been doing that for the last 6 months.
No, I'm saying like as a father, right? You're
Right.
going to find the loophole. You're going to push the button. You're going to push all the buttons.
Yeah.
Right. And
ask for forgiveness later.
Right. There are no limits on the federal government. There is probably a way for him to make that happen and turn it into a glass parking lot. And I have a lot of problems with Trump.
Sure.
Right. You kill my child, I'm gonna be like, ah.
I mean, there's a couple bounties on him too.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I was just wondering if what will be. It seems that a whole lot of what I heard when Barack Obama was president and people were talking about the people in the streets in Iran and the uprising and to support the people overthrowing their government. Who do we trust to give the guns to? Because you can't ask those guys to go overthrow their government with sticks and rocks.
No, we've tried that. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
We've tried giving them guns.
No, I mean,
we armed several groups in Afghanistan, and the Taliban are still in power.
Yeah. Absolutely. So what's the between you two? They clearly know more than I do. What's the solution? When does my gas get cheaper?
We need to basically set a beachfront on the western shore of Iran. We need to build a gigantic wall. Yes, I'm in favor of walls. And we need to own the infrastructure. We need, and unfortunately, that's going to cause boots on the ground and a ground invasion. But we need to get them off the spigot. Once someone else owns the spigot, Iran loses literally. The Strait of Hormuz is their only, and the flow of oil is their only card to play on the table, and they're playing the hell out of it.
Again, it's more welfare, right? For whoever's building this. You know what? I would rather. I don't know if it'll work. I would rather see us pull back all the money we spend putting crap everywhere, end this globalism, right? Because that's the problem. We have exported our ability to do anything to all these other countries that don't like us. So I'm curious as to what would happen is if we stopped building bases all over the world and then concentrated that on defenses on, I don't know, American soil, right? That's a lot of money that goes to these other countries.
Yeah.
Right. And then build our infrastructure back where we do things.
Yeah.
Right.
A period of isolation, Elizabeth?
Well,
100%.
Nah, I wouldn't go that far.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ding, ding.
Nope.
Let's go. Round one.
Here's
And I'm 99% with you. I don't know about isolationism, but if we've got money to send to a reading program in Uganda, we should have money to feed our own people.
This is just it. We don't have any of this money. It doesn't exist.
We should not be sending the money to Uganda until we can feed all of our people.
We shouldn't send a penny to Uganda.
I agree.
Right. Ever. None of these places. Again, pull back all of this stuff.
And it's not just you in particular, Uganda. It's all.
It's not you. It's not you. You're the one that came to mind.
Uganda,
Yeah.
Uganda,
Uganda, Suganda.
Yeah. No, I mean,
if your country ends in stand,
if you listen to the Breaking Bread radio program, you're not surprised that JD just went straight for Uganda. But
I'm the one who went for Uganda.
No,
that's okay. I don't
don't
like the stands either. You know, I don't want any money going to anything named stand.
Yeah.
No,
I've been to all of them. They suck.
In and around, I mean, and it just all funnels back into the people who are sending the money's pocket. And to your point, there is no money to send.
There's no money.
Right, it's magically we borrow the money from China to buy peace around the world.
Do we even do that? It's just ones and zeros, right? There's not enough money on this planet to pay for the things that we've already obligated to.
I mean, so
right, but you said the key word obligation.
But
that's,
yeah.
I mean,
so,
how much?
That's a government accounting term.
I mean,
how much of the all that money that we owe that's part of the deficit? How much of that is borrowed?
Hold on.
Money.
Deficit or debt? There's two different things.
Pick.
Debt.
Debt is the big one, and obligation is really the biggest one. We say $40 trillion in debt. Oh, no, we just passed $40 trillion in debt. The real problem is what we've obligated to, and under contractual law, when the government is obligated to pay that, that's really the problem. And that's what, 140 trillion, some crazy number. Yeah, 180 trillion.
Again, there's not enough physical dollar bills, $100 bills. This money doesn't exist. So just declare bankruptcy.
And maybe we just need to see if we can set up a payment plan.
Let peace, But I mean, the globalism has the has ruined. Like I said, we've exported our ability to do anything, right? And we have resources here. Like, you mean to tell me that we can't build that infrastructure here and actually do it? Because I keep hearing that we've got it here, right? So cut all these people off and focus all that energy on the United States.
Right, and leave a gap in the rest of the world for our enemies to fill.
Sure.
See, that's the problem. Like, what you can't just say, JD, you and I agree on a lot of stuff, but you can't just say sure, because then all of a sudden our adversaries around the world are the ones now feeding the people in Uganda, and they hate us because we stopped it.
That's fine. Okay. So again, like, we've been doing this for 100 years. It's not working.
No,
so
it's
my
not.
My point is we try something different, right? And again, focus that stuff on our own defense.
Yeah, but with that mentality, remember the old thing that used to go around like, oh, let's give peace a chance. Well, we've been giving peace a chance for a couple hundred years. That hasn't worked. We want to try war now. No, nobody wants to go to war. It's a tool of the government. But like, we go back to the SNAP benefits. We could cut the spigot off, and then what? Let the chips fall where they may? Or say, hey, Pakistan or Tajikistan or whatever, you're not going to get your $100 billion next year. Sorry, not sorry. We got to feed people in America with that. We got to build roads in America with that. We have to build an infrastructure for oil here in America with that $100 billion, which
that's what I'm saying. Like, bring that money here.
Right. And then China moves into Tajikistan and says, oh, by the way, we're going to take your rare minerals, we're going to take your iridium, and we're going to take your oil, and then we're going to build our infrastructure on your resources because the United States left you behind dry.
Again, they don't have any money either. Like, it's all fake. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all fake. It's all. It's
yeah, but the work isn't fake. The money might be, sure, I understand what you mean when the money might be fake, but the things that are happening around the world are not. A lot of them should not be paid for with U.S. tax dollars. You and I agree on that 100%. You're at the end of nothing should be paid with American tax dollars outside the United States. Yes?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not there.
Let's give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot after the break.
Yeah.
You're listening
It's the best one yet.
to the Taste Buds.
What do you guys think?
On the line, 205-545-9950. Hit the hip. Join the show. Back after this. I mean, you can hate Nickelback just to hate
Yeah.
Nickelback,
I love this song.
but you also probably hated Creed.
No.
And the
Like
new
both of
kids
them.
on the back, on the block, and everything that became popular at some point. You just didn't like it because it became popular.
Yeah, but then it's like, man, get off my line. Man. You know what I mean? You don't have to like it, but some of it's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And then like I have zero problem with Nickelback. They did what they did. Did I get?
I like that song.
Did I get tired of when it was radio, the same song over and over again? Of course. But it's just like my social media feed and everything else. Turns out I can just change the channel.
Yep.
Except for the ads, whatever you're talking about. We're going to get some crazy ads on our feeds tomorrow.
We are.
Yeah.
Alan is a nectar.
Hey,
Hey,
now.
bro, how y'all doing?
Good, brother. How are you?
All right. I don't know what all y'all been talking about, money, sending this and another, but after what I've witnessed over the past 10 years, I just don't see America coming out of this maybe in one piece anyway. I mean, these people hate America, and I don't know what's going to happen, but in my opinion, 2020 was stolen. Yes, it was 100%. They're going to do it again. And they just hate our country. And, I'm not like y'all. I love everybody. I don't care. I'm more right than I am left, but I still don't care if you're gay, black. I don't give a damn. I just want you to be able to live your life. But these people ain't like that. I don't think we can live with them no more. And I hope we split up before we fight it out, but I've been ready to fight it out for a while now. I was in the military, and I'm about tired of it. When you got the district attorney for Philadelphia yesterday saying he's going to blow up the ballroom, what do you expect normal people to act like? I'm going to hang up and listen to y'all guys, but I hope y'all can find some hope, but I don't see it. Everything must end. And the best thing we can do is split it up to me. Good luck to you.
Alan, we appreciate you, brother. Blessings. Thank you.
Hey, Alan, find some hope. Find some hope. The framers of this country were some brilliant people, and they had hope in the future. So, Alan, find some hope. I have said for many years, we are already in an ideological civil war in this country.
Agreed.
And we have been, and it's getting uglier and uglier, and you see it portray on the news every night.
And I will say this, you will never turn my glass half empty. I won't. I won't, because when I believe that hope is gone and there's nothing else I can do, I'm just going to go someplace and take care of me.
Yep. Yeah. Circle the wagons.
You
That's
know,
what we've been doing.
Yeah. And so
That's why we live in Alabama.
I'm going to keep, I'm going to keep on keeping on. And there are lots of folks that grow tired of my positivity and my all
I've
the
been sick
things.
of it for years.
Like
baby,
it doesn't really bother me. I am who I am. I do what I do, and that's all I can control.
Yeah. I'm going to talk to Alan again, man, because that really bothered me, because I know a lot of people like that. JD, you probably know a lot of people in the same camp of, it's time for this civil war, break the country up, or that or the other thing. Not every day is like that. You got to find some hope. You got to find some joy in your life. What Gene says on the radio today is not going to change the country tomorrow. Once you understand that, go and hug your wife, hug your kids, hug your grandkids, go take a picnic, touch some grass like we talked about earlier.
Absolutely.
Find some hope, find some joy, and it's getting harder and harder in America.
Go watch your chickens peck the ground.
Do something,
bro.
I mean, you really do.
Throw the
you
ball
have
for the dog.
we all have the ability to control our day in and day out life, and that's really all you can do. And I guess that's where a lot of my hope and my positivity comes from. I see these people who, upon me asking, bring a crap ton of food into my restaurant that we can put into a pantry, that we can take and we can feed other people with. It's the thing that God has blessed me with the most. Like, I was bringing a load of equipment from Zydeco to what was going to be the new store in Alabaster.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having this conversation with God. I'm like, okay, this is where the rubber meets the road. You've told me to feed the people, but just feeding the people isn't really going to change anything. how do we consistently and continuously get people to be involved in changing their backyard? And that's when I was given the bring 2 non-perishable food items
That's the fish question.
and give the drink. You know what I'm saying? It was always about how can we inspire our community to meet us halfway and care. And I see that. Like, I see the fruit of that on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So, like, there's not really a whole lot that I see on TV or on the feed national. Actually, I see a lot of positivity on my feed, and it continues to inspire me to do more. It makes me feel like I'm not alone, that there are other people who care as much as I do, and they're willing to not just talk about that, but to be about it, to put their money into it, to put their time into it, to put their talents into it. And so that's where a lot of my hope comes from, is that I see a lot of people just like me who want to make a difference, and they want to make a difference in their backyard, because that's really the only thing that you have any shot at changing. Because as we've sat here and discussed, there's not a politician who's going to change the things that need to be changed on a national level. So all we can do is change our backyard, inspire other people to change their backyard, and it spreads that way.
But well, it's the difference between a person is smart, people are dumb, right? The one versus the masses, right? What we've been talking about for 2.5 hours here is
AI,
the masses. Yeah. It's the masses, right? Like it's at a federal level, it's at a global level, yada yada yada, right? But to your point, if you bring it home, you bring it to your own backyard, to your family, all of the things, then that picture changes, right? Now there are things that DC, Montgomery, whatever, they do have an impact on your life, right? Gas prices.
Sure.
Like there is no way. Food prices.
Sure.
The Inflation Reduction Act, right? Like these things have impacts on our lives, direct impacts.
But they don't set the prices; they set the taxes.
They also
sets the prices.
But they.
Well, I mean, our gas could be 25 to 50 cents a gallon cheaper right now, instantly,
tomorrow,
by the state of Alabama suspending
100%
the gas tax, which I don't know if you've driven on the roads. Yeah, I don't really.
I was in a meeting with a bunch of politicians years ago, and I was running for office, and literally the guy stood up and said, "We need to raise the gas tax." And we're like, "Why?" And he said, "Because gas is getting cheaper." I was like, wait, say that again, dude? You just said that out loud and you still get elected? I want to go back to what you said.
It should be a revenue stream.
I want to go back to what you said real quick about, like 10 seconds, about getting people to meet you halfway.
Let's do that after the break.
Okay, I want to talk about that.
Let's do that after break.
We're drawing a line.
We're drawing a line.
The line.
The line. Can you walk this line?
No.
But I can. Never mind, I won't even say that part.
But you can come back and listen to us.
It's 1982.
Talk about The Line. On The Line, Talk 99.5.
Professional.
feel a thing. All that I'm holding keeps covering my wings. I don't need the answers written in the sky. Teach me how to listen, not rush you with why. I've heard every story, learn what faith should be, but knowing all the language never set me free. It's in the seeking, not the finding. You're in the waiting, quietly kind. I'm asking God for willingness to open up my eyes. You're never harsh, you're never hiding. You're always
Welcome back in.
love, you're always right.
I hope Jennifer's still listening.
I hope so too.
Yeah. That's for you, Jennifer.
Y'all, go check out Zero Proof
That's good
Music
stuff.
on YouTube.
That's good.
She called in earlier.
No.
This is really good. She's got some really good music on there.
Yeah, and JD said she was quite fetching, which I agree.
Yeah, she's pretty.
She was easy to look at. Absolutely.
I think the music quality was great because
Can't-
the screen's facing that way. I did get to see it.
Can't deny the facts.
205-545-9950. You can text the same number if you want to be part of the show. Anything on your mind, we are here for your thoughts, questions, and queries.
We're here for that. We're here for that, and whether you have that or not, we're
That-
gonna be.
yeah.
We're gonna be here. It's kind of
You keep your queries to yourself.
yeah.
Fine then. I will. Before we went to the break, Gene was getting
Yeah.
ready to talk about something that he felt very passionate
So
about.
you had mentioned earlier, you had this conversation and said, okay, you've told me to feed the people, and I need the community to meet me halfway, and that's true, 100% true. We should do our part to assist in these endeavors, but the real litmus test is the people that you serve turning around and serving.
Absolutely.
Right? So the question becomes, everybody brings stuff to Chubb Fathers and you donate it into the pantry and then you're helping feed your brother. That's your big thing. Feed the people. The people that are being fed need what we talked about earlier in the show is get out of the need to be fed, then feed other people. And that's the ultimate goal. Is that happening? Yes or no? That's the question.
Well, I can't speak to that as it relates directly to us.
Yeah.
I can't speak to that on a large scale. But I can, with certainty. I have saved messages and emails and conversations from people who the Feed the People initiative has helped over the last 16 years.
Yeah.
And 20, to be exact, which is not a huge amount versus the number of meals that we've been able to hand out and give away. But I have had at least 20 people reach back out to me and say, I'm bringing stuff through the pantry today. We used the pantry years ago, or
Yeah.
you helped feed us years ago. We are on our feet. We are doing what we can, and now we want to give back. And I don't talk about that nearly
Right.
enough, and I appreciate very much you bringing that up. I've got goosebumps.
And that's at
Thinking
the
about
micro level. How do
Yeah.
we move that, JD? I'm kind of looking at you now. Move that to the macro level of the SNAP entitlement benefits, whatever you want to call them, that we talked about earlier. Is those people receiving the thanks Carl, from those according to their abilities, right? To those according to their needs.
Old Marks.
Getting them off of that and them, I'm making air quotes again, becoming more productive members of society and turning that back around and helping other people
me say
that
it.
were in that situation.
Let me solve that for
You'd
you.
be like, cut it off.
Give me my tax dollars back. That's it. Give me my damn tax dollars back, because then I have more money
To do that.
To do that
Yeah,
right there.
To do what Will does.
Right?
Yeah,
That's all
yeah.
it is. Give me my tax dollars back. Done.
Yep.
I agree.
Next question.
If you had all your tax dollars back, you could pay off your bills earlier.
Right.
You would have fewer bills when you paid off all the credit card debt that you live in, like the rest of society, and could turn around and then support operations organizations like Feed the People.
Right.
And there are hundreds of thousands of organizations that need that money, and it should come from the people.
Right. I mean, this stuff's supposed to come from church anyways.
Absolutely. Well, and
Right,
that was
church
going to
and the
be my
people,
next
yeah,
point.
yeah.
It was never, before the federal government took over and just do what they do and make things worse. That's how people were fed. That's how people were in need were fed, was in their community, in their church. That's where I think it has to go back to.
Can anybody name a social program that ended? There'll be dead air for the next hour and a half if we
Right.
tried.
My
but
DD 214, when I got that,
that wasn't a social program. You volunteered.
kind of was.
You signed the same paperwork I did, bro. You volunteered.
That's true.
During
Yeah,
the break,
They don't end.
or before we went to a break, we somebody brought up, maybe it was me, I don't know, the taxes and the consumption, a consumption tax, and everybody paying their fair share and the same. Is this a good idea?
Anything. I think it's a better idea than what we have now, for goodness
I
sake.
agree.
I don't know what fair share means.
Yeah,
But,
no. That's a euphemism.
Yeah, so like I get when you throw the word fair in there, that's where it all gets very muddy. There are definitely giant companies they're just taking advantage of it. And what our tax code's like 50,000 pages or some
sure.
nonsense. Like it's written for these giant companies and
And
that
they
sort
won't
of stuff.
and they won't change the tax code because the people who run these companies are the people who finance these campaigns.
Well, they
and
write
get
the
them-
legislation.
Yeah, and then they
You know.
pay lobbyists to do
Right.
that. Yeah,
Right, absolutely. But again, it's kind of what we've been talking about. Like, this is all because the words have been changed, right? Income and wages are different.
mm-hmm.
Sure.
They're not the same. Wages are when you trade your time for money,
Mm-hmm.
right? Income is stuff that you make off of investments and all that sort of stuff. Those two definitions have been around forever, right? But then at some point, somebody in D.C. was like, "Hey, I got an idea, fellas." And even the income tax was supposed to be temporary. So to
that's right.
your question about is there a social program that's ever ended? No.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
They
because
expand.
the income tax was supposed to be temporary. And they were like, bro, check this out.
Look what we did. Look
Yeah.
what we got. Look at the shiny
Look at these
coin.
morons.
Yep.
The peasants, if we point guns at them, they'll just keep paying us, right? Back in the day, right,
Mhm.
what was one of the most dangerous jobs out there? The tax collector,
Tax collector.
Yep.
right? Like you shoot a few tax collectors, right? They're like, "Brr." And
I saw it in the movie.
Matthew was a tax collector, and they hated him,
Right.
right?
I
mean,
nicked the census, man.
I mean, it's biblical. It's biblical, but being a tax collector was like the one of the most dangerous jobs. But it's also so since we don't see the money. So one of the things I do at the store is I used to do direct deposit. I do not do direct deposit. Do I hate filling out checks? 100%.
Mhm.
Right, but
Really?
Huh?
I love payday.
I mean, I just hate writing them out because I write them out.
Oh.
so-
Paying people's my favorite.
No.
thing
I
to do. love it.
I just write them out because there's a disconnect between the money, the business owner and the employee, right?
Yeah.
I want to look at you when I give you that money.
Yep.
I want you
Yep.
to know where that money came from because you know
Yep.
what? That's my money. I don't care what you say. We have agreed
Yep.
to trade your life for my money.
I bought your hours for this
Exactly.
check.
I bought your life.
That's right.
That's what it is, right? It's the
Yep.
same thing with SNAP benefits and welfare and all that. It used to be that you had physical stamps or
Yep,
whatever it
food
was,
stamps.
right? Food stamps, right? Well, now it's a card, right? And now you can just spend it on, it sounds like just about anything. Taxes are the same way. If people had to write a check at the end of the year for their tax bill, there would be blood in D.C. one time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we would be done with this.
All it would take was like, oh, here's my $50 check to Botswana, and just
Or
what?
just one
Yeah.
giant $50,000 check to some douchebags in D.C. or
Oh, yeah.
Montgomery.
Yeah.
Right? If you had to physically write that check, these things have all been disconnected by
Yep.
design. And that's that. Like, you want to talk about fixing some things, make people actually write a check for their taxes and then send a tax collector to go get it when they don't pay. But people don't, because people don't understand how much they're paying in taxes. And then you hear this nonsense about a refund, right?
Yeah,
Again,
it's not a refund.
you've been
Yeah,
tricked.
that's right.
They have held your money for the last 12 months,
Yes.
interest free. Right? No, I'm getting a refund. It's bro, put that in
It's
your
an
put it in a
overpayment.
bank.
Yep.
No, that
Yeah.
all that
Yep.
process is this item cost me $10. I paid you with a $100 bill,
Yep.
and 12 months later, you're going to give me my $90
That's right.
change.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
exactly right.
Right, but this is how disconnected all of it has become. Right, we're disconnected from our families. We're disconnected from God. We're disconnected from the government. We're disconnected from everything. And the reality is all this internet nonsense, right? All this social media. Well, how do they sell it to us? Oh, you're going to be so connected. Oh, it's going to be great.
Well, see,
You're
it's
gonna
the
be able
newest phone, most powerful phone we've ever made.
You-
Every single year, it's the newest, most
gonna
powerful
You're
phone.
going to be able to check in on your grandma in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be easier. It's lighter.
No,
it's
they
thinner.
knew when they built that stuff, bro. This is gonna wreck your brain, right? And some psychologist out there knew. There was like, this
Yeah,
is
but do
not
you
a good
want to
idea.
spend 4 hours a day on the treadmill or just shoot yourself with GLP-1s? There's this whole mentality. You're
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah, instant gratification.
A mentality, right?
Right, instant gratification.
We are inching closer and closer
Don't get me on taxes.
to the very first edition of John Bird Plays the Kazoo.
Oh,
Did you know there's a group of people
because
that write a check to the government every year, even though they took all the money out of their paychecks, that they still pay? There's a group of people. They're like a unicorn, right? They're out there quietly writing a check to the government, to the U.S. Treasury, because they don't get a refund. They're known as taxpayers.
wouldn't know anything about that.
Hold that thought. We got to catch a break. It's The Line with us. We'll be back.
Life will throw you some curveballs sometimes. We all know that at this point. But
Tim Curry,
Rip.
dead at 80. They say celebrities die in threes.
Yep.
Who's next? Any ideas?
Who's Tim Curry?
He's the guy most famously known, I do believe, for one of the most overrated
One of the greatest movies of all time.
and just silly movies of all time, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Great.
Like,
One of the greatest.
I don't get it. Like, I think it's one of those things that is
I
just
thought you were gonna say Naked Gun.
so bad. No, I love the Naked Gun.
Also one of the greatest.
Before
movies.
you ended, you were like,
Especially
one of the
Naked Gun 2.5.
silliest. 2.5, yeah.
Tim Curry was also known for It.
Yep.
Not the one
The
out
original.
now that's kind of
Right.
lame, but back in the 90s, oh, man, he was a good clown.
I thought you were talking about the basketball player.
I'm not afraid of clowns. I feel
What?
bad for people who are. John Bird, do you have a fear of clowns?
I'm terrified of clowns. My mom painted a picture by numbers of clowns and put it on my bedroom wall when I was 6. Are you kidding me? I was scared to death.
Was it a particularly evil looking clown?
Clowns are clowns. It
Was it-
looked evil.
Was it painted in blood?
No, it wasn't painted in blood.
I mean, they generally. Is it the balloon animal? Are you afraid of the choking hazards of balloon animals?
no,
What is
I don't like clowns.
He doesn't like the big shoes.
Is it the nose? Is it the shoes? Let's like what specifically what
Let's
is it?
unpack this.
Okay, it's the murdering.
I mean, you
and
do a show with
stalking.
Andrew Mclain every day.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
What is your problem with
There's
clowns?
got to be something wrong
Well,
with you.
Ed Gacy kind of ruined it for everybody.
I kid. We love you, Andrew. He should be back tomorrow, from what I understand.
Possibly.
Possibly, but I do not understand the whole Rocky Horror Picture Show thing. Just Gene, you mentioned that it was one of the greatest movies. Was that a hint of sarcasm?
So,
or
no. Actually, it's okay. So if you've ever been to the theater and seen it, it's way more fun because you're dancing, you're singing along, you're talking back to the screen. If you know the Rocky Horror Show experience, it's so much fun.
Not the movie I want to be at.
It is a ton of fun. The whole audience is into it. People dress up. I mean, it's an event,
I just want to
and it's a
watch
lot.
movie.
It's a lot of fun. Now you got to get past all the garbage on the screen, but also, I mean, Barry Bostwick was in it, so I'm kind of a Barry Bostwick fan.
right?
Yeah.
Just a few minutes before we got to slide back into another break. 205-545-9950. You can call or text that number. We're talking about a little bit of everything.
Yep.
We ended the last segment talking about some taxes and things. Gene had an idea about so that they floated recently. I forget which one of the people in Washington D.C. it was, suggested that they bring about a national sales tax,
Retail sales tax.
yes, of 40 to 50%, which seems a little high. Consumption. Isn't that, though, at the end of the day, from a guy who makes cheeseburgers for a living, isn't that isn't that what that all is? Isn't that what a consumption tax would be?
If you eat more cheeseburgers, you pay more tax.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you use more gas, you pay more gas tax.
He really said 40 to 50%.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
My goodness. See, again, it's not going to fit. So at that point, it's not going to fix anything.
Right.
Right.
You're
'Cause it's
shifting the tax from filling it out every year and sending it to government to what I pay at Publix.
So I mean,
Yeah.
it's just not, it's never ending.
But I think people would self-regulate. I think people would and again, this goes back to what you said, JD, about if they had to write a giant check. Well, now you're doing it at the every time you swipe your card, you're like, oh,
I
just
really
paid
need,
$8 in
do I really
taxes.
need this?
Your cheeseburgers would not be the price they are today. I can guarantee you that. Because all of that would be then passed on to the customer, which is what taxes do.
Right.
We just pay them to the government
businesses
right now.
don't pay taxes.
They do on their profits.
No, they don't pay taxes. Businesses do not pay taxes because all of it is passed on to the consumer.
Yes. True.
They write.
But they also don't buy their.
Listen, this business matches taxes on payroll taxes and a bunch of other stuff. So I mean,
right. But at the end of the day, that's all passed on to the consumer. So the consumer really is the taxpayer for both. I don't mean it in like a literal sense of like business don't pay taxes.
Sure.
It is all of that gets passed on to us as the consumer.
But I don't have a way to. I don't have a way to pass on that tax to the consumer because people are only going.
Now, hang on, JD.
It's in your prices. It's built into the prices.
But you act like that's a bad thing. If it costs me $5 to buy a book and I sell it to you for $10, you paid the $5.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just the reality of it. Is
correct?
That the taxes that you're paying, the businesses, is built into the prices, and it's passed on.
And then the government adds tax on.
And that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically.
Yeah.
But I can only bake so much of that in because at the end of the day, somebody will only pay so much for a cheeseburger.
So you change the price of the cheeseburger based on the tax? Is that what you're saying? Like if you were to jack up, if Montgomery was to jack up the taxes on your cheeseburgers, you would try to keep that cheeseburger the same price it is today by lowering your margin in the cheeseburger. We're actually talking about two different things here. We're talking theory and then practice, theory and execution. JD's right on both points. Everything is passed on to the consumer. And then the business owner then says, well, how much of my margin of profit or revenue in that case would I'm willing to give up to keep the price low?
Which means you as the business owner, the consumer in a sense, are paying the tax.
Paying the thing.
You're still consuming.
Yep.
I'm not saying that's a consumption tax. I'm just saying that's like at the end of the day, that's what's happening.
This is The Line. We'll be back. We have to take a break.